Greetings, programs. My name is Scott Clark, and I'm the host of the Gaming Outsider Podcast, a podcast all about video games and the community that plays them. Now, if you're here, you're probably already a listener of our podcast, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting us for the past 18 months. We put a lot of time, effort, and money into putting this podcast together for you on a weekly basis, and that's actually part of why I'm here today. We started what's called a Patreon in order to help curb some of the costs associated with putting the podcast together every week. Now, Patreon, if you're not familiar with it, is a way that you as a listener can contribute a donation once a month in order to receive some extra content. Now, it's important to know that our weekly content that we've been doing so far is still going to be free for everybody. What we've been doing up to this point, everyone will still have the exact same access to. However, we're going to be providing some extra content that only our patrons will be able to have access to. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing two different tiers. The first one is $1. If you're willing to contribute $1 per month, we're going to give you a big thank you and also access to our formats that we put together before we record the show so you can see what's coming on together. Now, if you do a $3 tier, that's going to give you access to all of the other content that we're going to be putting together. That includes our legacy episodes, where we talk about a specific game series and what it's meant to us over the years. Also, our Retro Reminisce episodes. If you remember, Josh had that podcast where he talked about retro games. He's going to be doing that. And also, we're going to give you early access to any and all spoiler casts that we do that will later be added to our regular podcast feed on a weekly basis. In addition, Zach and Robbie are talking about putting together a sports-related podcast, so you sports fans out there will like that. But the $3 tier will give you access to all of that. And in addition, we're going to be offering some extra contests for our listeners where we may be giving away games to our listeners, like on a raffles type basis. Now, these tiers may change in the future, but for right now, we're keeping it real short and simple. And if you're willing to help us out, we really would appreciate it. So please consider becoming a patron, giving us a monthly donation so we can help keep this podcast going and getting you bigger and better content. Thanks so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. And just want to remind you one more time, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.